You guys, I am so freaking floored right now. I am so blown away. You guys know I love trying new brands, and I finally took the leap and I picked up the newest launch from Kryptein Cosmetics, and to say I am blown away is such an understatement. I am so excited to get into this video, show you guys how I created this look, show you the swatches because I think you're going to be blown away as well. But let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back, you guys. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. But if this is your first time here, my name is Heather and I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. I love trying new brands. It's so fun, especially when you try one and it just freaking blows you away, and it just always makes me have the best day. But if you happen to love any of those things too, I really hope you will subscribe. And don't forget to click the little bell so you can be reminded of all my future uploads so you don't miss anything. But like I said, oh my god, you guys, these are fabulous. So I don't know if you follow her, but Smithy over on Instagram posted a reel like a week or so ago of these palettes, and I lost my mind and picked them up as soon as they launched. And these are freaking beautiful. I am so glad I ran across that reel. I will link her down below, but I'm so in love. So the look I am wearing today is with this palette, the Secret Garden 2. And she is freaking gorgeous. So gorgeous. I love this color story. I'm really like, today's video is going to be first impressions only because I am getting ready to leave to go on a vacation, so I could only do one look with each palette. But if you are subscribed and you stick around, I do plan on doing some kind of get ready with me in Tennessee, or maybe we'll do a live and get ready together. That could be really fun. But when I swatched this, my expectations were so high because this swatched so beautifully, and you really can't tell a lot by swatches. I kind of feel like you can though if you have tried a lot of different brands, and when I swatched this I lost it, so I immediately thought this was about to be such a fun video. And while I have only used half of this palette, I'm here to say it's been a blast, and I cannot wait to create a look with the Secret Garden 1 tomorrow. This color story is everything, but let's get into some details about these palettes. So the Secret Garden 1 retails for $59 US, which honestly is insane because this is packed full of so much gorgeous, beautiful, special things, and I am so here for it. Let me see. I want to pick up some more stuff from them now, like that Atlantis eyeshadow palette. I'm getting distracted. They have so much gorgeous stuff on their site. We have 6 mattes, 4 multi-chromes, and 2 duochromes, and these are freaking fantastic. I really love the holographic packaging as well. I hope you guys enjoy the swatches. So then we have the Secret Garden 2. This one retails for $61 US, and honey, she is beautiful. So I think this one is a little more because it has more special shades. Yes. So this one has 6 mattes and 6 multi-chromes. And I really loved the way Secret Garden 1 swatched, and I honestly thought that was going to be the one that I wanted to do a look with first. But then I swatched this one and I lost my mind. I think this look is so beautiful and I love this color combination. I'm so excited if you guys can't tell. But those are all the details I have on these palettes right now. I think they're about to do a restock. I don't know. I will try to find out and have all of those details down below because unfortunately they are both sold out by the time I got them. But to be honest, I am not surprised because after watching Smithy's video, I did think these palettes were freaking gorgeous, but in person, they're insane, and I just think they're beautiful, but I need to stop yapping so much. Let's go ahead and move on to where I created this look, and tomorrow I cannot wait to create another look with the other palette. So this is my first time trying Kryptein Cosmetics. I'm sure I'll mention that in the intro, but let me just say the expectations I have are so high because today we're going to be playing with this one too, but these swatched so phenomenal. Oh my god, like I am truly so excited. If you can't tell, I think this is so beautiful. So we're leaving to go to Tennessee in 3 days as I'm filming this, and these will be coming with me. And I want to say that because I'm only going to be able to do one look with each palette because, like I said, we are leaving, and I would like to have this video up like either before we leave or maybe the day we leave, something. So while we're gone, I do plan on vlogging a little bit, maybe doing a get ready with me kind of thing. Maybe we'll do a live, I don't know, but I'm so excited to be able to really dig into these while we're gone. So I wanted to tell you the blush situation because I've talked about this blush in like 3 videos since I've gotten it, and I've only used it like 3 or 4 times so far, but it is the new blushes from Rare Beauty. These are freaking gorgeous. So they're the matte bouncy blush. They kind of remind me of the MAC Glow Play blushes, but they're such a nice formula. I'm so excited and hyped for this one. So you can like do a sheer layer of blush, but you can build them up and make them more poppy, which I kind of want to do because I did set my face. Also, they work great on powder products as well. So if you use a powdered bronzer, but you want to use a cream blush, it's really nice to be able to do that. And I think these are freaking phenomenal. For lips, I have my Freck Beauty shade number 2 on for the lip liner, and then the Lawless lipstick in the shade Daisy Girl. I lost my pink slip Lawless liner, and I'm really freaking sad about it. I may need to buy another one while the sale's going on, but I bought so much perfume. I went downstairs, I told Amanda, I was like, I saved $100 today. She was like, how much did you spend to save $100? Like, don't ask, because I did get a lot of perfume, and I got the heating lash curler from is it Great Lash? Is that what it's? Grande Brow. What's wrong with me, girl? What is Great Lash? That sounds familiar, the name, but the Grande Brow Lash curler that like heats up. But I also got a full size of the Grande Brow like regrowth stuff and the lash one, and I'm excited to try the one for lashes as well. So now we're gonna get into this palette. I did not do highlighter because I was thinking about like using this shade, but I don't know if that will work. Let me dig through my collection real quick and find something that I can use for highlight, because this one does not have a clear base to it. But you guys, I'm so excited for this look. I think it's going to be really good. I kind of want to use this. It's my favorite liquid highlight. I don't know if it's going to work on these powder products though. So we're going to have to test that theory. Now this one is more blue, but it has like a blue purple shift, and I think maybe it will pass as like a mint. Now I do have the one from NYX Buttermelt blushes. I always call them Melt, and I like that one, but this one is so freaking good, and it doesn't work with everything, so I do try to use it like when I can. Okay, so hear me out. There are so many good like colors and shimmers in this palette. It's so breathtaking. But what I'm thinking of doing, I want to use this shade right here, Calla, this shade, and this shade. Now, I have a feeling that together, these will be freaking stunning. So we're going to go for it. And this light pastel shade gives me an excuse to wear one of my favorite dresses. So I'm super excited. But I think this might work out. We're going to give it a try. Okay, so I'm going to start this out with using an E06 from Singe. And we're going to go into the shade Calla. And I just want to build this up in the inner part of the crease. You guessed it, we are doing a two-tone look. Those are just my favorites. I love them so much. And it's a really fun way to be able to like pair fun colors and stuff together, which is why I really do enjoy doing them. Look how bright and beautiful that is. I'm telling you, I had such a blast swatching this palette. I have such high hopes for this formula because it swatched like a dream. I'm gonna go back into that shade Calla with an E04, and I just want to press this down here as well. Such a good like spring palette. And even though it's done nothing but rain here for days, it does get me excited for spring. Now with another E06, we're going to go into the shade here called Carnation. Like these mattes feel really nice, but the thing I'm super excited about using is definitely the shimmers. They look freaking stunning. And I'm just packing this in the outer corner, well, the outer part of the crease. Just basically trying to get everything mapped out, and then I'll start working on blending. This is such a gorgeous shade, especially paired with that mint. I'm going in with another E04 and doing the same thing down here and kind of just using the contour of my eye to help me direct the shadow like in the type of shape I really want. I really wanted to try the Burnt Forest palette. I think they're the ones that released that, but I skipped on it, and now I'm wishing I didn't because this is already performing really nice. And that color story I think is gorgeous as well. But I'm just using the E06 to really just pack on this color and get as much depth as I can. We're doing smoky spring over here. I'm going to switch though to the E08, and this one's a little more fluffy. While it does allow me to pack on, it also lets me like bring this up higher. Okay, so now I'm going to take that first E06 and I want to take this shade, kind of press it in here and take it a little up and over. I like the way it like kind of blends it into the eye. Look, if you guys are not members of Angelica's like member channel, I am, and she posted this look today based on a like book she read as a child that has like a famous artist who did like the water lily paintings and stuff, and she did a water lily eye look, and it's so stunning. Highly recommend like that video. Like, did you see how easily that matte blended out for me? It's gorgeous. I'm going to switch though to the E11, and I want to use this because it's going to allow me to make that shade deeper on the lower lash line while keeping it closer to the lashes. Okay, so, you know, in Heather fashion, we are going to deepen this up, and I'm excited about it. So let's start out with the E27 from Sigma. We're going to go into this shade, Dahlia. I don't actually know what the name of this palette is. It might be the Secret Garden one. I'm going to have to, like, look that up before I do the intro because they don't... Oh, it's Secret Garden Part 2. I see it on the mirror. And then the other one is Secret Garden Part 1. The other one is freaking stunning too. But I'm going to just take that shade Dahlia And we're going to pack that out here. And that is layering very nicely. Oh, I should have tried this brand sooner. That is so phenomenal. There is no better feeling than trying a new brand and they end up being so incredible. It makes me so excited. I love it so much. Okay, last part for the mattes. I'm going to do the E11 again and go back into Dahlia, and we're going to do the same thing out in this outer corner lash line situation. And it's just going to give a little more definition. And then I'll do a run through of all the brushes and all of the shades to get this blended the way that I want. I actually think I want to take the E03. Let's go into a little bit of pink because this shimmer back here does have a tiny bit of pink in it. And I think it might really bring that together. So I'm just gonna like floof this around all of the edges. So we're gonna do the DIEVERUNE glitter glue. This is the Stick and Sparkle. It is one of my favorites. This released alongside the Smitten collection, and I'm glad I decided to pick it up. That whole collection is fire. But I'm gonna use the Singe Beauty E09, and we're gonna just add this to the lid. And this brush is like the perfect one for doing this because it kind of allows me to carve out. And I like to add it to the back of my hand. That way when I go in with the Singe Beauty E01 to help pick up shimmers, I can kind of tap the brush in this and then pick up the shimmer. It kind of sticks better. So we're going to start with Petunia. And no regrets, you know. This shade is amazing. I cannot wait to mix these two palettes as well. I did get some fallout, but that's the risk you take when you use your finger to apply a shade. This shimmer formula feels really smooth as well, but I do think there might be two different formulas in this. Come on. I really love that that kind of adds like a little bit of peach fire to the lid as well. I think that's so stunning. But now we're going to do this shade, Gypsophilia. I don't know. That sounds like an STD. I might be mispronouncing that. But I'm going to do, I'm going to do the Singe Beauty E01 to pick this up. I did use a little bit of glitter glue. Like, look at her on the brush. She is fluorescent. And I just hit this with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus setting spray. It is the Stay Over. Yeah, I'm going to probably figure out what I want to do to make these two blend together a little nicer. But that is pretty. Oh, this look. Now, here comes a little bit of my thought process. I feel like there needs to be something here. So I'm going to do some more finger swatches. And we're going to see like which one of these are going to be the answer. Not that one for sure. That's Freesia. Maybe Petunia. I've been wanting to use that. That would be kind of fun. Possibly. You know what? It's eyeshadow. At the end of the day, it washes off. So we're going to do Petunia because that's the one I've been wanting to use anyways. It does have a little bit of blue in it. So with these purples, like this purple right here and the blue, I feel like you could do such a gorgeous two-tone look, kind of the way I did these mattes, and then do that on the lid. That would be so freaking stunning. You could also deepen up if you like to do that. But I'm going to be a little easy with Petunia. And I'm just tapping this lightly. That shade is so good, you guys. Oh, that's so good. And then I'll also go back in more with that more fluorescent shade. And just kind of keep going back and forth with these until they're blended the way I want them. This is incredible. This formula is incredible. So I'm going to use the side of the EAZE one, give it a little spritz, and we are going to do that down here on top of this matte situation just to add some brightness into that. That is awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go into Jasmine, which is this really pretty shade here. And we're going to add some brightness to the inner corner. I mean, we have some, if I'm being honest, but I do want to use Jasmine. She's pretty. And that is gorgeous. Take it a little over this way as well. I'm initially thinking I should do like icebreaker in the waterline, but looking at this look kind of makes me want to do black and smudge it out off camera. I think that could be really pretty too. But before we get into all that, I'm gonna use the E10 and go back into Dahlia. This palette, these two, match my whole entire spring wardrobe. I am so excited to have these in my collection. I feel like they were really made for me, and I think this look turned out so good. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it all comes together and everything, but I'll be right back and we'll decide. So I feel freaking gorgeous. I love this with my whole entire being. I think it's so beautiful. So I did what I told you I was gonna do, and I kind of smudged out the line of my lash line with one of the little flat brushes from Singe, the E07 with the little tip, you know what I mean. But I went in with Dahlia and I smudged it out. But once I got over to here, after I laid that color down, I tapped some more of this shade over top of it, and it kind of deepened it, but it didn't make it brown, which I feel like is freaking perfect. And I did some white liner in the inner part, like the inner half, and then I did black on the outer half, and then I went over all of that with Icebreaker from ColourPop, so it kind of made it like kind of ombre, and I think it looks really, really cool. And I used my Bright Lashes, the style All Naturel, and it's beautiful. I think this is such a stunning combo. I did change out my lip though. I mixed two. So this is one of the liners from Jolie Beauty. I've actually been really loving these, and I mixed it with this one from ColourPop. I'll show you what these look like separately, but I'll also show you what they look like together. So that's the one from Jolie. This is in the shade Edgy. Yes. And then this one is really old. I probably shouldn't even be using it anymore. It is from the Glamlight and Michaela collection. You see how this one is like slightly more cool toned? I wanted that, but I like the lighter shade of this. And I was trying to like mix something to make it like that shade I used in the outer corner. So I mixed the two and I got that. And so if you know of a liner that actually looks like this shade, please let me know. I don't like them to be too creamy. I don't care if they're creamy as long as they set. That's all I care about. But let me know if you guys can think of any. I am in search of another like liner like this too, that's kind of more cool tone leaning. I desperately need one. Unearthly needs to come out with one because they do the best cool tone liners. But I am so in love with this. I think it's so stunning. You guys, I want to play with this again so bad. I wish that I had more time to create another look. There's so many gorgeous, beautiful options, and I am going to be playing with these. Maybe I'll do something with them together on the trip. But as excited as I am to play with this one again, I am so excited to create a look with this tomorrow. Like, come on. This peachy shade is golds. I I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. It's too good. It makes me so excited that I just cannot even stand it. So yeah, let me know though if you guys pick this up. And keep in mind, these are first impressions, but the vibe I'm getting with this launch is, if you've been here for a while, you remember like how diehard I was over the Bella Beauty Bar Dead Roses palette, or the Bella Beauty Bar recently de-influenced the Unearthly Devour, like how I used those and I swore for months they were going to be in my top because I still can't get enough out of them. That's the vibe I'm getting with this. It's freaking amazing. You guys have to let me know though, like I said, if you have tried this brand. But as much as I want to just sit here and chat because I feel so freaking cute, it is getting late and I got stuff to do today. So let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. Please let me know what you guys think of this combo down below. I'm really feeling it though. So I just needed to come back real quick and tell you guys I checked out the Instagram site for Unearthly Cosmetics, and it looks like they're going to be doing a restock in May. It says, as we sold out too fast this time, thank you so much. The launching sale will be free shipping plus 10% off of the bundle price, and it will still be available for a week. And it looks like they're going to be bringing something else back as well. So I did want to come back and just let you guys know those details. I am back for look number 2 and I'm in such a good mood today. I'm so excited to play with this. But before we get into the actual eyeshadow, I forgot to tell you guys in the intro, they sent this little package along with the palette and a little card explaining why. So this is a magnet because these palettes are magnetic as well. And this is like a little pressing tool in case you need to repress, which is really handy to have. And they sent this for free, which is awesome. But on my cheeks today, I am wearing the Laminatrix Lip and Cheek Flush in the shade Sunny. And I think it is beautiful. But I paired that with my Unearthly Cosmetics and Xander highlighter in the shade Ooze, which is a gorgeous like green to purple, a little bit of blue. It's coming off green today, but I think it's because of the cheek product it's on. It kind of changes depending on like which way you turn. It's like multi-chrome. It's stunning. And for lips, I did 2 liners. So I did, both liners are from ABH. I started with Baby Roses, and then in the contours of my lips, I did the shade Sunbaked. Here we have Sunbaked. ABH has one of my top favorite lip liner formulas. I love them. And there we have Baby Roses. It's the lighter. So I just created an illusion that I have nicer lips than what I actually have. But for gloss, I did this one from Revlon. These are awesome. Highly recommend. They feel so beautiful and nourishing on the lips. So this is the Super Lustrous Glimmer. And it is in the shade Diamond Drama, and it's really pretty. It really reminds me of the iridescent glosses from Unearthly, which I love. That shade Pollen, that's what it reminds me of. And I don't think you can get that right now, so I'm happy to have that one. So now we're gonna play with the palette. I want to use every single shade in here. Like, these mattes are delicious. And then we're going to start this out with an E06 from Singe Beauty. And I just want to go into this shade here. And you probably already guessed what we're doing with it. Wait, I wanted to actually use a white primer. I forgot. So let me do that real quick. White primer always looks so freaking crazy in the beginning. Do you not think so? Like, it's giving clown. But we're going to fix all of that. No worries. So, now back to the palette and the E06. We're going to dive into this shade. And I do want to press this in the inner corner. I'm so excited to be using this today. So, I got shipping notification for a new release today, guys. And it's one that's already been sneak peeked from one of my brands. I can give you one hint. It's a brand owner I'm friends with, and if you're familiar with my channel, you will probably guess who. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell right now, which is why I'm not saying, but it's so freaking good. I just told her, like, I am so excited to see everyone go nuts over this because it's freaking gorgeous. And I am ready for it. Now we're going to do the E04 and go back into that green. I want to press this down here as well. Back on to the eye look, I'm using another E06 and we're going into the shade Marigold. I love that shade. It's like the softest pastel peach. And this does have a lot of white pigment in it, but I do want it to be the center focus of this outer part. So I'm going to start with it anyways, even though it will lighten up the other shade I plan on using. This shade is getting a lot of kick up though. If you're someone that is bothered by that, I'm really not. As long as you tap your brush off, you're good. But it's probably because it has that white base. But do you see how pretty that is? I'm going to switch over to the E03. I picked up the wrong brush. And just bring this up really high. I just love how soft that shade is. It's so pretty. This is going to be one hell. This is all over my desk. It's all over my desk. So that, beware, that shade is like really kick up. It kind of reminds me of how the matte in the Cleona Oceano palette are. If you know that palette, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go back into the green, this shade right here in the corner. I didn't get this much kick up in the other palette, but maybe it's because these shades are lighter. I'll have to compare them once I'm done. But I'm taking this shade kind of like up and over right here. Now I'm going back into that on a clean E04. And I'm just running this along the lower lash line situation. It's like really light. I don't know how well this would work on a deeper skin tone. I just recommend checking out some reviews from people that might have a deeper skin tone because it is really light, but it does show up really nicely. Cleaning off the E06, we're gonna go into this shade here called Orchid. And you probably already guessed, but we are going to deepen this up out here. Well, I was thinking that wasn't going to like be deep, really deep because it's on that lighter shade, but I was wrong. We got some pigmentation there. I'm going to take this same shade though and go ahead and run it along this lower lash line. That way I can kind of use it as a guide. These are like nicely pigmented, but I'm wondering, like, is it because you can see it is a little patchy? I'm thinking this might be the type of formula where you have to start with like the deeper shade because you can see it is a little patchy there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off and fix it, and then I'll be right back and we'll like dig back in. Okay, so I'm back and now we're going to see like if this makes a difference because I had no issues with that other palette. So I'm curious to see if maybe I just needed to start with the deeper shades. And it's because, if that's the case, it's definitely because those lighter shades have a lot of white base in them, and like pastels typically are, you cannot use them as like transition shades. In all fairness, I knew better. Okay. Yeah, there's no patchiness there, but we will see like if it holds while we blend and stuff. I'm going to do this lower lash line again. I did wipe some of it off. And then just blend out. Now I'm going to switch back to the E06. I'm just going to dip in a little bit And just use the brush to blend this. I do want it to like lightly come over this way, but I don't want to accidentally take it too far because I don't want it to muddy up with that other shade, the green. Let me switch to a E27 from Sigma. And slightly like start easily blending. This one's a little smaller than the E06. And it will allow me to get closer to that without actually like touching. And I'm just gonna work on like building this up, going between like the E06, the E08, and the E03 until I get it how I want it. This is the E03, and I'm gonna slowly add a little pigment to the brush every time I switch. And then I'll just use that peach shade to blend out the edges better. I will say these two colors together are stunning. And see, I did what I was afraid I was gonna do, and I took this over too far. Okay, so I got it there, and the patchiness is gone, so that was the problem. I shouldn't have tried to put that on top of that. Now, if you would like the colors, you could have done this shade too. It is called Oleander. It's right here in the palette. And that would blend that out nicely. I just want that peach pop, so that's why I didn't do that. But you could also use this mustard shade too. That would be like really pretty with this shade. So now I'm gonna clean off my E08 and we're gonna go back into that peach. I'm gonna use this to blend the edges. And I'm wondering, like, I'm thinking this is gonna just look like my skin tone, unless I could really get it to, yeah, it's just basically erasing what I did. So honestly, as for that light peach, I would probably only use that for like an inner corner pop or something, unless maybe you have a different skin tone than I do and it might actually show up on you better. So I'm just gonna go back in with this shade that I initially used and rebuild all of that up. Okay, so now we're gonna use the shade that I said I didn't want to use. It's still beautiful, it's gonna be gorgeous, but I do want something like on the edges of this, so we're gonna go with this. And I'm going to use that to like blend this out. I do love this color combo very much. I've talked about it a lot in the past. Like the wine with the greens, it's stunning. I used to do a look with the ColourPop in the Limelight and the Wine and Only, and it was with these two colors, and I always loved it so much. And as for the matte situation, I do think this is pretty good. But the thing I'm so excited about are the shimmers. The shimmers in this one are really, really good. I mean, I love the ones in the last one, but some of these in here are like so fiery. And those are some of my favorite kinds of shades to work with. So I'm super excited. Okay, so I'm definitely going in with the shade Sunflower. It's my favorite, like I said. It's just, it's too pretty not to. And you know, I love a fiery shade like this. And Jesus, take the wheel. That is truly so freaking stunning. Oh my God. Somehow it's even better on the eye. Wow. I'm gonna take my E10, yes, I wasn't sure, and pick up some more of that deep shade Orchid and Just make sure that this matte is blended into that shimmer. Man, that's stunning. I think I want to take a little bit of this on the lower lash line as well. So I'm just using my E01 from Singe. I just want to press like a little bit of this right there. I probably should have put some glitter glue down here. Moving on. That is just insane. That's so freaking gorgeous. But like I said, we're moving on. We're going to go into Ivy. Ivy's pretty too. And I'm just picking that up on my E01. Spraying it. Ooh, that one's really pretty too. I love the pop of peach that this added to this look. I wish my nails weren't so long. I'm never getting them this long again, because I need to be able to press this. Man, this eye look is giving. It actually reminds me of something I did with the Inslee Rain. It was either the Flutter or the Flourish, whichever one is the bright one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it really reminds me of that. And now I also want some of this. Let's use this little pencil brush. It's the E11, I believe. Yes. I'm going to use some of that. Pick up some of Ivy and spray it. And I want to do just a little bit of that here. But I think this is beautiful. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. And I also can't wait to see it like all finished and put together. But I think these shimmers are so pretty. They're definitely the star of the show. But I'm going to go finish this off camera and I'll be right back. I am back with the finished look and I love the way this turned out. I think it is so beautiful. So if I was like just creating this look off camera, the only thing I would have changed is I would have added something to the outer corner to add some darkness. My lash is kind of on a little wonky, but I do think the look turned out really, really pretty. So for liner though, I did 3 liners. I'm always layering. So I started out with this green one from NYX. This is in the shade Emerald. It's really, really pretty. And I went over it with Exit from ColourPop, which is just a white, because I did want to lighten it just a bit. And then here in the back, I added a little bit of the black from Glisten, and it's really not wanting to stick to this other liner, but I felt like it needed a little depth or something. It didn't look right with just the green, but I do love the way it turned out. For lashes, I did my Tower 28 again, and I did the same lashes as I did yesterday, which were the All Natural. Well, you guys, this video was such a blast. I'm so excited that I finally got to try this brand. So this is just basically my first impressions. I do need to use these more, but so far my favorite out of the two is the Secret Garden 2, which kind of surprises me because I usually go for more color stories like this, but I just loved the look that I created with this one so much. And I also love that you do have light shades, but you can blend with them more, I feel like, than you can the other ones in this palette. I didn't get the kick up in this in this one either that I got in the other. Now, that's not a deal breaker for me personally, but I know it is for some people, so I did want to mention it. But I thought this formula was fantastic. I had such an easy time blending these mattes, and the shimmers were stunning. The longevity of the look was really good as well. So I'm super excited to have this one in my hands. This one I'm a little more unsure about, and it's because of those really light shades. I do need to work with this some more. I will say though, after I took that off and started with the darker one first, it did work better. But this one, while it's beautiful, I think I could only use it for inner corner. I can't use it for blending because it just basically blends out into my skin. But I do have a peachy undertone, so that could be why it's doing that. It might not do that for you. And again, these shimmers are stunning. This I had a really easy time blending out. And usually those are the more problematic shades, I feel like, for some brands. But all in all, so far, I really love these. I could see them ranking high up on my list. So stay tuned for my April ranking. I'm excited though, because I do know some other good stuff is coming. And I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know if these will be able to beat those out, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I would put these, well, let's be honest. This one I would definitely put as a 10. It was so fantastic and fun to play with. This one I would probably right now give it about an 8. I'm not sure on it just yet, but like I said, you can stay tuned to hear my thoughts. But if you're on the fence, just give me a few days because we are going on this trip. I do plan on using these while we're gone. So just give me a few days and ask me and I'll try to update you in the comments. I will say, my video with the giveaway has a lot of comments, and I truly, the fact that you guys not only took time out of your day to watch the video, but also to comment means the absolute world to me. But just know it might take me a little bit to respond to everyone because it has like almost 300 comments, which is amazing and something I never thought I would be able to say. But I am trying to get ready to go on this trip and stuff, so just please be patient with me, but just know I love and appreciate you guys so much. So if I had to choose between both these looks, I think my favorite is the first one. I do love this one as well, but the first one definitely stole my heart. But let me know which one was your favorite down below. I would love to know if you've tried this brand. If so, what is your favorite product from them? Because now I'm like eyeing them like, hey, what have I been doing? Not trying them out until now. But thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way till the end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye.